Tridents fall very infrequently, rarely. It helps if you use your looting 3 sword, not an axe with nothing. Hello everyone, welcome back to Monotonous Minecraft, episode 22. We're standing here today because we're working on our guardian farm, sort of. Well, we're working on at least clearing out the, oh my gosh. The underwater temple? Anyone? Anyone? Yeah, I know. Okay, anyway, I'm over here drying out some sponges. So I watched a video by Waddles on the best way to clear out water. And as always, he had really good tips, and I just failed at doing them. So we're just doing it the only way we can. Let's see where we've gotten to so far. And yes, I realize I haven't done any of this on camera, but that's okay. So there's our temple. It's already been broken down a little bit. So what I did first was I just kind of took down the middle. And by the middle, hold on. And by that I mean I actually took down the middle all the way down. So that's the bottom layer. Is it? No. Yes. Yes, that's the bottom. I can't remember. That's the bottom layer of the temple. You can see there's some steps. I was working my way down, and then I just started moving out from there. Ooh, let's not fall down there. And clearing out the sections here. You can see I only got about halfway in this one before my sponges were all soaking wet and I had to go dry them. So yeah, the basic premise is you square it off. This is a 4x5 just because of the way the widths worked out, but 5x5 or smaller, you throw some sponges down and you break down the walls, making sure to remember not to break down the walls that still have water on the other side of them. And so yeah, that's all I've been doing to clear out. And once I'm done with these sections all the way out to that outer wall, which is, believe it or not, that's how big the temple is. Like, that's resting on the bottom base. So if I swim down here, you can see that's the very bottom of the temple all the way around. And so if I got the entrance worked out, and I put a little dry section down here, so that's where I cleared out in the middle. I was doing kind of room by room, so some of these things have sand on them. And we're a little empty, but then I realized it'd be a little bit easier to dry out this entire section and tear down. You know what I just realized? Once I dry this out, how am I going to get out? Oh, I can tower up. That's fine. Me and my great planning. So yeah, once I get all this water out of this main, the main body, so like the entire thing is exposed, the entire temple's exposed, I'll go through and just start tearing down level after level and clearing out the rest of the water that's in the temple. And then we can build up our guardian farm, which will be fairly automatic. I'll probably have to create an AFK space or spot or something around here. Because you kind of have to, you have to load the chunks. They'll load as I'm building. We'll see what works out. What we'll probably find is I'm building the dirt on whatever wall I build this on, like as I'm flattening out towards the rest of the ocean here, I'll be within range and get all the stupid guardian effects. But since I won't be breaking blocks, it won't matter that much. So let's go down here and get the rest of this. I do it about 2. And a lot of people have different ways of doing this, and with practice you can kind of get good at it. So I hear. I can't imagine having enough practice to get good at it. So what I like to do for these things, like you got this one thing, just whoops, missed. Go to the top block and just cover that. If you hit that with sand or something, that will fill out the source block there. Now we can come a little bit lower and get the rest of the water. Let's see if that does the rest. There we go. So yeah, this is 5 sponges. That was a huge waste of sponges. But that's neither here nor there. They'll dry out. I got tons of coal. I'm too low. I'm still too low. What kind of nonsense is this? There we go. And so, instead of breaking this, let's go ahead. This should be our top spot. I've yet to break the wrong wall, but I'm sure it could happen. So we get rid of our walls. Now, last time I had mentioned maybe I'll go tear down a sand mountain around to get some more sand, but I didn't actually have to do that. I did have plenty of sand that I've already been collecting throughout the world. I did empty out my the chest that was in my base for dynamite, and the 2 double chests I had almost full in the Concept hut that I'd been collecting. But that's fine. This is not something that's like, it's not used up. We'll just go put it back when we're done. Simple, simple, simple. If you notice, the way I like to do these sand, to remove the sand, let's see, can I remove that wall? Yeah. Anyway, the way I like to do this is if I do it kind of towards the wall and put it on the side, then when I break that sand wall, well, then the rest of it... Okay, it just started raining. I thought it was raining in one section, not the other. Then, as I break this section here... wait, here. As I break this section here, then the torch automatically pops off. Saves me a couple steps. And then at the very end, I just go ahead and put it in the center, like normal. It's one of those tips. Like, it'll speed things up pointlessly. But a little bit. And a lot of times, any little speed boost you get is good. Alright, cool. So maybe what I'll do... I don't know, I'm kind of anxious to tear the rest of this down. So you can see we've still got lots of water here. And so what I had been doing is going through some of these side rooms and just, you know, filling it out with dirt or whatever I had. Not dirt, sand, but there's little point in doing that. I might as well just tear down, you know, empty this stuff out, just do it all in one thing. It's quicker that way. So let me keep progressing on that, and we'll check in a little bit. So while I'm repairing some tools and drying out some sponges, I thought I'd point out a couple things. So I'm at my zombie XP farm. The reason I sound hesitant is because I'm not sure if I told you about it or not. Well, anyway, I found a zombie spawner. I built an XP farm. Here we are. Anyway, so opportunity missed. These things will occasionally produce drowned. Those drowned occasionally have tridents. Tridents fall very infrequently, rarely. It helps if you use your looting 3 sword, not an axe with nothing. So as he died, I saw that he was holding a trident, and I was like, oh no, I could have had a chance. That's alright. Another thing I realized as I was dropping more sand to clear out water is those sponges. The only reason I can actually take the approach I am is because I went to the center and found a sponge room and cleared out all the sponges in that room. So I got 31 sponges from it. I don't know if that's normal or what, because I've never paid attention. But that's what I got. And so those allow me to, instead of covering the entire thing with sand, which is how I got down to the middle, by the way. And I did. So you know how the temples have those top sections on them that reach almost all the way to sea level. I think I surrounded one of those with sand and then broke it. I don't remember exactly. It was about that wide, so it was like 8 by 8, 16 by 16, something like that. I just kind of worked my way down and happened upon a sponge room, which is really handy. So that's where I ended up with sponges, which is why I can take the little bit easier approach rather than covering everything with sand all the way down into clearing out, which would require a lot of sand, which I think this is what I was kind of thinking I would have to do when I talked about getting clearing out a mountain. So just a couple of updates there. Now that I'm in a deeper spot, I did pick up a little bit more sand. You can see I grabbed 3.5 stacks. Whoa, thorns much? Let me eat some food here, dang. But anyway, because I'm in a deeper part of the temple, I'm going to use a lot more sand, and so it's going to be slower going. And I realized I was off-center. Just a lot of details that don't really matter. But if you look at the map here on the left, you can see that I have back to my normal map. So neither the Woodland Mansion nor the Underwater Temple are marked, but you can see them both clearly. The Woodland Mansion looks a little weird because I started tearing it down already. And you can see the temple's a little bit of thing of cyan because I've started clearing out the sand. You can see it now from the sky. So, yeah, I no longer needed the special maps because I know where everything is. Well, those two giant marks are anyway. So, yeah, anyway, I'll continue clearing up or mending my, oh good, carrot and potato. Mending my tools and go back to my sanding. That's what I call it. Just dropping sand. Dropping lots of sand. Sand, sand, sand. And we'll catch up with you later. So we've got pretty good progress going on here. We've got like 2 more rows all the way around the outside before this entire temple's cleared out. You can see I've got it down. That little entrance is how I swam underneath to get out again. So that's that level you can just see around that hole is the bottom level where we'll be stripping this entire monument down to. And so what I think I'm going to do, Ocean Monument. What was I calling it before? Like an ocean temple? Nah. Desert Temple, Ocean Monument. So yeah, we're going to take this monument down now to as low as we can before we continue on with more of this, just because at this point I don't want to fall a bunch of times. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start working on that and check in with you later. 20 hours later. Seriously, this has been going on forever. I'm trying to remember, I don't know, 3-4 days since I last recorded. That is the bottom level, we're done. We got 1 more water column to remove. And then this last U shape, which is of course full of water, and I'll just split up into parts and tear down. But I wanted to break here. I know I said I'd be back before this, but it was all very repetitive. So you just get to see me break down this last water, and boy did it. If I gotten good at this. I ended up finding a total of 4 sponge rooms. So I've got 106 sponges, I think, last count. So I've been able to put some in the furnace to dry out while I'm still breaking through these things. So it's been nice and convenient. You know, when at all possible, have tons of resources. It makes things easier, imagine. But yeah, let me tell you, it'll be good. I don't think I ever want to do this ever again. You know what I should have done? I should have done some sort of flying machine that drops sand. That's what I should have done. Now you can see, if you look at the map, even in the dark, I mean, the sun's coming up, but you can see the giant teal square out in the middle of nowhere. Oh, speaking of giant teal square, so I want to cap this thing with glass, much like I have been doing. Whoops, too soon. Much like I have been doing with like my XP farms. And so I did a little calculation. So this, as it stands now, the space, the square that I've left out in the middle of these sand walls, or including the sand walls, but the dirt square I made around them at the top, is 57 by 57, which is over 3,200 blocks, like in area. Which means that's how many glass blocks I need in order to cover it. So this entire thing here. Oh, so look. Oh, this is so nice. No more water. No more water. I don't want water. So I'll just break this. Anyway, so that's a lot. That's like almost a double chest. A little bit shy of a double chest. So luckily, I've collected that much sand in order to empty this out. And that's not even including these sand walls. So I've got just oodles of sand to turn into glass blocks, and I didn't even have to go. I mean, I did a little bit extra mining rather than, digging for sand, rather than going back for all my sand. I didn't take that a whole mountain, but I probably got another, 3 or 4 stacks sand blocks in addition to what I brought here originally. Because as the edges went lower and lower, I needed higher and higher stacks to get through them. So, yeah. So I've got plenty of sand. Hopefully I have plenty of coal to turn those sand blocks into not enough space. Okay, good. Turn those sand blocks into glass. And then I'll be done. So I was planning on doing the Guardian Farm this episode, but yeah, this is just going to be as the title probably already implies. If you read the title, you probably clicked on. I read the title before you clicked on this, so thank you. But yeah, this is just going to be clearing out this monument. So once I'm done with this big old U, I'll be done. So let's see, what do we got to work with here? I hate these little nooks and crannies of water. Yeah, these are the ones to make it oh so pleasant. So what I've been doing essentially is this. I mean, I did that first central part, but then I took it kind of layer by layer just to make it easier on myself. Just go all the way over. Okay, so that's a good ending spot. So I'm doing this, and then I'll kind of drop down in here to see what I'm dealing with and to pick up all these blocks that get stuck. I've also just got oodles and oodles of these blocks already. Oodles and oodles. Yep, that's what I'm saying now. Lots. And so this is kind of a tall section, and you can see it kind of veers off all the way down there. So what I'll do is I'll use sand blocks to block this stuff off. And that it'll be easier. This is deep enough. I may just use some here. Let's get some air. Let's just see if we can clear this out quick. So the key with doing sponges in these stupid spaces is to kind of start high. And then, oh, that wasn't very smart. And then hope. Start high and hope. Does that work? Yeah, lots of sponges, lots of coal. There. Yeah, you can separate out the spots, obviously, and that'll give you better results, but this is quicker. For the most part. And we'll just finish these last bits. Make sure I have enough sponges for it. And there we go. So cool. And then freedom! So yeah. That's one leg done. I'll go ahead and finish the other 3, and then we'll do a quick wrap up. Wrap up. Okay, we are finally done. Ooh, that took a lot out of me. I'm tired. My pickaxe is worn out. I don't know if I can carry on. So yeah, anyway, we did it. We emptied it. It's all gone for the most part. Uh, yeah, so there's like legs underneath and blah 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 blah. There's a whole bunch more we're gonna be doing over here, but for right now, we're done. Yay! All right. Yeah, this has been a tough one. This is this is coming from someone who purposely flattens an entire overworld. Yeah, even this was a little monotonous for me, but that's the name, Monotonous Minecraft. So anyway, as always, like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends and neighbors, tell strangers on the street, tell your pets. They can't keep secrets. Yeah, anyway, I'll talk to everyone later.